Smoke 'em up, Johnny. We talk about pop punk, the leadership spill, and why we're all jocks, because we watched The Breakfast Club for this week's episode of...
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
Talking about dating apps.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as
Daps.
Yeah, I was calling Rose a hack for trying to write a Tinder joke. And
What's the
Rose's
worst?
defense was it was a dating app joke.
What's the worst Tinder joke going at the moment?
Ooh. I've seen a lot of ones about going up to women and swiping left on their faces in real life. I've seen that a few times.
Yeah, I've
Like
seen,
lately. That's so bad.
That was like early, yeah, that was like
I've
early
seen
Tinder.
one-
That was like the first Tinder joke.
What's
Yeah.
the one where it's? I've seen ones where it's like.
Tinder, I hardly know her. There we go. That's the first
That's
Tinder.
funny,
That's
though.
the best one.
That's funny.
I've seen the one where it's like stamping a big rubber, like "No, you're not fuckable." Which
Yeah,
is
I've seen that a few
kinda
times.
boring.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've got a trivia question for y'all.
All right.
What are the two main moves in Olympic weightlifting?
Jerk.
Clean and jerk.
Yeah. It's like me in the shower.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same joke, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Word, exact same joke.
But clean and jerk is one, but the other one? Snatch.
Oh man, I love.
No, I
cum.
prefer the jerk and clean, you know.
Yeah, clean and
Gotta
jerk.
stay clean.
Yeah, it's the
That
clean
joke.
jerk, snatch, and then they come. That's the
We used to have a character when before I started comedy. It's the Australian movie producer.
Oh, yeah.
Who it's based on one word, it's a mispronouncement where it's like, all right, so it's going to be like a not another teen movie kind of thing, like a spoof, and the guy'd be like, you mean spoof,
A
right?
spoof. A bloody spoof, mate. That... pronouncing it as poop instead of poop
That's
always
funny.
makes me
That's a
laugh.
good one.
That
Never
always
heard
makes
that.
me laugh.
Poop.
Oh, I gotta go have a
Gonna
poop.
take a little poop.
yeah, that's funny.
Gonna go take a poop.
Oh, I'm
That's
gonna
very
laugh.
like cheeky rural bloke. Like
Yeah,
a real like.
it's very Mick Malloy.
Yeah, like a real Larry.
And I love Mick Malloy.
Mick Malloy's great, man.
What's that movie he's in with the lawn bowls?
Cracker Jack.
Cracker Jack, great. Oh, look, we should do that. I've
More
got it
like
on DVD.
Crack a fat. We're firing on all cylinders today.
Now Andy's
We're
going
on-
to tell his Fatty Vorton story again.
Oh yeah, tell it.
Cracker Fatty. He has told it
I've
on
told
here,
it
hasn't he?
several
Have you?
times, I'm sure.
Have you ever told your Stephen K. Amos story on the podcast? I'm sure you
Oh
have.
man, I don't know if I should.
You've told every single person. Every time
Has he told it on the podcast?
I don't
Because
think he's
there's like a
told it on
little
the podcast.
addendum that he and I had after Papa Getty's one night.
Yeah, well, then there's a further addendum to that.
All right, let's do all three.
Well, it's just the last time I met him. He tried to fuck me and it was awkward. It was a very uncomfortable situation.
Yeah.
I was on a lot of MDMA and he was very. I was kind of mean to him and he did not handle it.
You
well.
negged him.
But then-
a little bit.
But then we were at Papa Getty's one night and there was like a Sydney Comedy Festival opening party. So I was driving and drove us there and Andy was complaining about it the whole time. Being like, I bet Stephen K. Amos is there. It'd be so awkward if he's there. As soon as we get out of the car, who's the first person we see? He's just standing outside on the street wearing a do-rag.
Does he
Yeah.
remember you? Like, there's
Well,
no way.
This
No,
is
he
this is
didn't.
the third follow-up. Is in Melbourne, I met him again ago. Someone was like, hey, Stephen, this is Andrew. Andrew, this is Stephen. And he was just like, hey, man, great to meet you. Have you got any weed?
He clocked you from a mile away.
No, but he-
And I was
have
like
you
annoyed I
have you
never-
got any
I would have
marijuana?
loved to have gone and smoked a joint with Stephen K.
Yeah,
It'd
it
been
would have been
great.
sick.
Yeah, it was dope. Someone else had
Except this time you were trying to fuck him.
Yeah.
I was actually trying to fuck someone else. That's why I wasn't like
Daniel Sloss.
The little twink on his arm.
Yeah, dude. Fuck
There's
yeah.
because every time I've seen you in earshot, no matter how crowded a room can be, it can be like 50,
story.
50 people, and someone all the way in the corner would be like, "Man, have you seen Stephen K. Amos' show?" And Andy will I had a thing with Stephen K. Amos. He's like, "Don't tell anybody," but everyone knows.
Look,
I feel like people will know without seeing then that you just stood up to say that.
Yeah. I look, I haven't,
Basics full prairie dogs. That's it.
I haven't got a lot of stories. It's a good one. It makes its rotation pretty regularly. You know what I mean?
You haven't got a lot of stories.
I haven't got a lot of stories.
Well, when you're on like the DAPs and stuff, talking to when you're on the DAPs talking to women, and most of your stories revolve around how you fuck other women, it's good
Yeah.
to have the Stephen K. Amos story up your sleeve. I
Yeah,
imagine.
yeah. What the point? I can't tell a story where I'm not desirable to someone at some point. In the story.
Have you ever embarrassed yourself in front of like a celeb or someone you admire?
I don't.
Andrew Hastings.
Yeah, I once got real.
I think
earnest.
you're the one doing the embarrassing most of those.
Yeah, I once told Andrew earnestly that I thought he was a good comedian. That's the most embarrassing gaffe I've ever made.
What a fucking blunder.
I remember as the words left my mouth, I was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, correct response.
Because you can't take that stuff back,
Nah.
even if you didn't mean it.
Yeah, later I tried to be like, "Hey man, you suck."
You know I was kidding,
You
right?
bought me another 2 years in comedy with that
Sorry,
comment.
that my brother stole my phone.
I got phone hacks. But no,
Yeah.
I don't know how many. I don't think I've met any famous comedians that made a dick out of myself.
I was in Bar Century once, and
Cool brag.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, R.I.P.
I love that bar.
Yeah,
Oh man,
Me and Marty Bright used
you
to
could drink
there.
10 beers for $30.
Yeah.
That's
And the
outrageous.
floor was so sticky. It was
I
glorious.
remember the drinking the bourbon and
Horrendous.
cokes, but the bourbon was like what they clean engines with. It
Yeah.
was,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
horrific.
And you're like, what brand is this? And it's like Rocket Boy or something.
Yeah.
And
It's just a white bottle that just has the word bourbon written on it.
yeah.
The vodka was just
In
fucking,
quotation mark, bourbon.
Yeah, the vodka was probably just moonshine from out the back. But I was there, and Ryan Key from Yellow
Yellow
Card
Card.
was in there. I think he
Sick.
was. I don't know what they look like, but someone I was with said he was with like one of the dudes from All Time Low. And I went up
Maybe
and like
Gascar.
I went up and chatted to him like I hadn't like given my CDs away to my sister. Like pretended I was the biggest
Hey
fan.
man, sick dude.
Like, great to meet you, man. Oh yeah, I've seen you a few times, which to be honest I have, but
One of my friends, she made out with the guitarist from the Getaway Plan at Wasted Years one time.
Which one's... Oh, Getaway Plan is... if
the Getaway Plan is what I devise when one of their songs comes on.
The
One of, they have one song.
The Getaway Plan is what Hastings does about 4 in the morning when his Viagra's run out.
On that same vein, my friend and I always said that we wanted to call our band I Killed the Prom Queen.
Man, Prom Queen were pretty dope.
Nah.
I think All Time Low are pretty dope. Still, I'd meet him and...
The only all-time low song I knew was their cover of Umbrella, Ella.
Oh, yeah. But punk goes pop things suck generally. I
Oh
think.
man, some of them were
What-
so much fun to be like 3 a.m. fucked up. At
But what do you reckon is worse?
But yeah, they're not good.
What do you reckon is worse, the punk goes pop or punk goes acoustic?
Oh, Punk Goes
Tho-
Acoustics
tho-
very bad.
Those were always really bad.
They did Punk Goes Crunk once. That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was so up my alley.
yeah.
That's all I've ever wanted from an album.
Yeah, Fueled by Ramen's putting it out, and they're just like the sales statistics are 1.
The best comp I ever had was, it's probably in my room somewhere. It was called Short Music for Short People.
Yeah, one of the
Pretty
fat
good.
records.
Yeah, it was 101 30-second songs or like thereabouts. So
I used
good.
to have a
That's
lot
where
of-
the recorded version of Family Reunion was.
Yeah, and I believe The Radio Still Sucks by the Ataris.
Yeah,
which
that's
got
on that.
big for being on that Apple commercial.
Oh, yeah,
way
that's right.
back in the day.
Yeah.
That's how I got into the Ataris.
The best
Until-
song on the best song on that whole thing just went for 10 seconds. It was this band called the Mr. T Experience.
Sick.
It was just fuck the fucking fucked up fucks because fucked up fuck ups fucking suck. Told you once, you stupid cunt. You fucked up fuck ups are fucked up.
Yeah.
That was the whole song.
Man,
was great.
I wish I was a punk.
I used
I
to
was a
play
cool
gigs
punk.
with this band called Sketcher who had a song called Blink and You'll Miss It, and it was just this song only goes for 3 seconds.
That's so fucking.
And they would play
That's
it-
so trying to be Blink-182.
Yeah,
right?
and
That's
they'd play it live.
Man, yeah, I was thinking about like how I was into Punk Goes Pop and how Punk Goes Crunk was the perfect album for me. I think the only thing you could beat that with is if there was like Punk Goes the material of Andrew Hastings, like a complete full circle of indulgence.
I'm secretly fine.
They already have that. It's called I'm a Fake by The Used. Small, simple, safe
Alright, you need
price.
to do it. No, we all get it. We all know the reference.
We were talking last night, me and Andy, about what he'd wear
Cool
to his
brag.
wedding, and we were thinking,
All right, give up the brag joke.
we were thinking if we could find like either the authentic or knockoff copies of the Black Parade suits that My Chemical Romance wore during the
Dude.
Black Parade, and then instead of a traditional walk down the aisle, it's just the entire groom's party on a float as Welcome to the Black Parade plays on piano.
The important addendum was that like Jamie would have to bleach his hair.
Yeah.
and be the front man.
Because
not
I'm
the front
Gerard
man.
and his
I've got to
fantasy
be.
about...
I've got to be frank. You know, I'm
yeah.
not.
I said I would bleach my hair for the 6 months for the
Yeah,
bit.
do it.
of just-
Absolutely do it for the bit. Yeah, I was looking at wedding venues the other day. Your boy's growing up. Your boy's getting big. Looking at wedding venues, getting married soon.
Oh man, can we
I think
tell-
doing that doesn't necessarily mean you've grown up. It just
you
means
want?
you're doing a grown-up thing, but
Yeah.
you're still a child.
It's playing dress ups, dude.
yeah, it is.
Oh,
you.
I'm so gassy today.
My first adulting by
Yeah.
Andrew Hastings.
Man, I fucking hate adulting, but I guess it's time.
Man, I've
Speaking of adulting, I made a pasta bake today. Felt very grown up.
What's a pasta?
I still
I
have-
thought you said I went on pasta bait. And I thought it was like chatterbait, but like vaguely
pasta.
Italian. So I was like, suck off my little rigatoni.
I have to do that adulting story show in a couple of weeks, and I have no idea what I'm going to say. I'm going to have to go back and listen to all these and see which gross story I can go and
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
tell it this.
It's not a bad idea. I haven't done a storytelling night in a while. I might try to get back into it. I liked the storytelling nights.
What do you do for what's your go-to story?
I did the story about how I shat myself a couple times. I did that story.
That's what I might have to do.
Yeah, I did a story about a thing that happened to me when I was a teenager that was like kind of funny, but like I can't be bothered telling the story now.
Okay.
I'll tell it on the pod sometime. It's about my gay friend cucked me, but he was gay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's pretty much the whole story.
My
but
gay
I'm-
friend...
And that's why you voted no.
Yeah, exactly. Of course.
My gay friend cucked me wouldn't have felt out of place on short music for sure. people.
And also that story about that time I fucked that girl in Adelaide when her parents tried to sell me weed and shit. Yeah, that was fun. That was a really good one.
She's still a fan of yours, correct?
Oh yeah, I would say we're friends.
Would you?
Sex friends.
Oh, God.
I just I pay a visit every time I'm in Adelaide, that kind of vibe. It's pretty-
Yeah.
pretty
She still
good.
comes to all your shows, though?
In Adelaide. She doesn't fly up to Sydney for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to take that to the next level, baby.
Yeah. Maybe I'll... No, I'm not paying for her fucking flights. Fuck that. She's probably listening. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah. Chelsea, if you're listening, hi.
There could be a ton based on the way you act. There could be a Chelsea everywhere in Australia who's like, oh, he's talking about me.
Yeah. I don't see why not.
And I would bet
Sweetheart,
you,
I am talking to you.
and I bet you there's more than one whose parents tried to sell you weed.
No, but there's been two whose parents have recognized me from comedy.
That's crazy that they've recognized you for comedy and the daughter doesn't.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
And I don't know, man. I get myself into some situations by Escape the Fate.
Escape the Fate fucking suck.
Yeah, I know.
I
Falling
think-
in Reverse as well. Pretty bad.
Yeah, all kind of that genre.
All Ronnie Radke projects are bad. I think we
Yeah,
can agree.
but that's like insanely misogynistic when in an era when it
Oh, yeah.
probably was starting to go out of fashion.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's some real like bitch
Yeah.
you hurt me, I'm
Yeah.
gonna kill you.
Well, dying is your latest fashion.
Isn't that the lyrics to like most hardcore music from that era?
No, not a disproportionate amount of it. Yeah, not most of it. But yeah, there's a lot of... Asking Alexandria were repulsive lyricists.
Give us
real-
one. Hit us with one.
There's this whole song about a one-night stand. It's like their biggest song. And
I prefer a one mic stand.
one of like the big hooks of the song was... I knew when I first saw you, you'd fuck like a whore. But
Whoa.
it screams, it's like, because he's screaming it. It comes across very aggressive and violent. There's also all these lyrics about her being a stupid fucking bitch and shit in there. Like, he doesn't know
Man,
anything
if
wrong.
someone said that to me in bed, though, I'd be like, yeah.
Well, yeah, there's a context there.
Yeah, well, if you're drunk and someone's like whispering in your ear, you fuck like a whore, you'd be like, hell yeah. But if some dude that looked like Hastings is screaming at you
Yeah,
after
literally.
you fucked, you'd be like, I feel very unsafe.
That whole band looked like me. It was fun.
I feel like
It'd be
there's
so funny just to do out of context Hastings videos where you're just like a sketch where you're in bed with a woman and you just scream emo lyrics at her and watch her like shift uncomfortably in bed. I know there's a Silverstein one where it's like, but it's part of they kind of frame it so it's part of a story because it's a concept album, but it's like, I'm not coming home to you, I won't sleep with the devil, and he just screams it, and man, so sophomoric, but boy, if it isn't fun to scream when they play it.
Yeah, for sure.
We used to-
That song I was just
Sleep with the
complaining
devil!
about at Hot
Yeah.
Camp, I'd be like, fuck yeah, fuck, like.
We-
Yeah,
We-
it's amazing how many chicks get into it as well.
Oh,
where
for
they're
sure,
just
dude.
like, you bitch!
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
like lean over. Maybe the bitch was me.
Maybe I could be the bitch.
We used to have a table out on the balcony here where whenever we had a party, we'd put like a Sharpie or two out there so people could write all over the table. And someone was wrote in really big letters on there once, I loved you more, you whore. I was like, now we just have to have that on the table.
Do you know who it was?
I eat breakfast out here, man.
Yeah.
Do you know who it was, or is it a mystery situation?
Yeah, no clue.
It was almost certainly Andrew Hastings.
No, I think this is before we were friends.
No, I'd write it into an acrostic poem or something.
Yeah.
Bring Me the Horizon have a pretty bad example. Ollie Sykes, the lead singer. of
Don't
Bring Me
lean
the
on the table, by the way.
Yeah.
That's how this spill is going to happen.
The leadership spill.
Topical,
Political.
dude. Topical. This episode that's being released in 3 weeks' time.
Man, what was,
4 weeks
man,
after
what,
the spill
what,
happened.
man, what was Peter Dutton leaning on the table? Hashtag leadership spill.
Hashtag potato, am I right?
I want my job at ABC.
Hashtag,
I hear Laurel.
hashtag the resistance. Was it? Yeah, Ollie
Is that
Sy-
an Alice Fraser reference?
No, it was a anti-Trump reference.
Right.
Yeah.
Going
Oh,
out with-
more like Drumpf, all right?
Wait,
Wait,
Oh,
wait,
got
what
it.
about this?
Not my president.
What about this? Sitting in the movies next to my good friend Scott, no ScoMo. Yeah, I'll take that writing job, Dan.
Yeah, you got my number.
What's that, 6 figures?
Hey, more like Scummo, am I right? Yeah.
I'm trying to think of more leadership spill jokes. Easy to pour, no leadership spill.
Jesus Christ. Man.
Fuck, we just cracked it.
Put these put these takes on a shirt on me in the 90s because these are piping hot.
Somewhere the writers of The Weekly are listening to this and are furious.
that we beat them to the punch. Just like a weekly writer with his legs on the table and it suddenly like jolts lit on. He's, wait a minute. Leadership.
They're sitting there
They all get up and do a slow clap.
They're sitting there going, oh, it sounded a lot better coming out of Kitty Flanagan.
Yeah, sick. No, Ollie Sykes had this song. So what happened with Ollie Sykes was he allegedly urinated on a fan.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Too many people in music do that.
Too many people full stop do that. That's
Yeah.
a huge thing in sport.
yeah. So he pissed on this chick allegedly. She sued him. He got dismissed or whatever because there wasn't enough evidence or some shit. Anyway, he wrote a song on his next album called I've Read About Girls Like You on Bathroom Walls. And
I
the
thought
main
you were
hook-
just going to say, I pissed on you.
the main hook of the song was after everything you put me through, I should have fucking pissed on you.
Oh, my
man.
Lord.
It's,
What album is that on? If there's
Suicide Season.
Okay, so
Who is Ollie Sykes?
Lead singer of Bring Me the Horizon.
Right.
Bring Me the Horizon.
He's like an emo icon. He's like
well regarded now.
yeah, they're current.
I assume he's
dog
moved
shit.
past that.
They do
though,
like
right?
Linkin Park stuff now.
Mm.
It's pretty bad. I thought they were
That
like
sounds better.
I thought they were like a real good metalcore band.
I've been
I was
doing
a big fan.
Linkin Park stuff all day yesterday. I don't know why it was in my head, but I was just like standing around going, I drink cum. It tastes so good. I'm just like cooking like a fucking stir fry while Amy's like, why do you keep singing I drink cum?
Because Chester's.
She didn't come in
the
and
soul
say-
of Chester is inhabiting my body.
She
Well,
didn't come
I
in and
saw
say
it.
that she loved that song and then
Yeah.
say, can I get an encore? Do you want more?
I was watching that Mike Shinoda video where it's like you got to sing loud enough so that Chester will hear. So I was just in my room being like, "This one's for you, Chester." I
man.
drink some.
So fucking funny. Do you think in our dynamic, Jamie? Am I Chester and you're Mike Shinoda, or am I Mike Shinoda and you're Chester?
I'm Mike-
Rose, you're Jay-Z. You stay out of this.
Yeah, I'm Mike.
I'll tell you that. I'm fucking married to Beyonce.
I'm Mike Shinoda for sure.
All right. Well, then I'm Chester then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I can dig that.
Yeah. Well, Chester's like depressed.
Mm.
Well, was. It's not anymore.
Piping hot.
He's in that big lithium pill in the sky.
Sail away, baby boy.
No, marginalizing mental illness is actually not very cool. If you need to speak to someone, please speak to someone. And there, I'm back with Hastings Friends again.
Yep.
We're all good. Welcome to the world. Just tell your mother we ate it all.
Woo!
Podcast about teen sex comedies. Oh boy, what a treat. We're discussing a very classic movie today.
A classic comedy with lots of teen sex in it.
Uh-huh. It's
Well, there's discussion of it.
Yeah.
There's non-consensual sexual harassment. That's a kind of teen sex.
That's probably most of
it
teen
was
sex.
the 80s. That was just people palling around.
Oh, dear.
Did he bite her on the pussy?
No, I thought he blew. Like,
None of it's good.
Yeah, it's all bad. Anyway, read
Go
your
on.
synopsis and we'll get
Yeah.
into it.
The Breakfast Club is a 1985 comedy drama film written, produced, and directed by John Hughes. It stars Emilio Estevez, Anthony Michael Holt, Judd Nelson, Molly Ringwald, and Ali Sheedy as teenagers from different high school cliques who spend a Saturday in detention with their strict assistant principal. Guys,
He's not even the actual principal.
no. What?
Typically, in a lot of
I thought
schools,
he
the
was the-
vice principal is in charge of
He's
discipline.
the dean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the vice principal was always the bigger dick.
Well,
in-
so typically,
well, that was the case at my school because the principal was a priest.
My dad explained this to me once. The reason it's structured like that is usually because the principal's job is to be the boss of the teachers, not the students.
Right.
And so the biggest responsibility within the school is the care of the students. So that goes to the person, like the next person.
And how
which is
can you
vice
put the
principal.
pal and principal if you're mean to children?
What the fuck was that riff, Jamie? What the fuck are you doing?
don't know,
Are you
man.
fucking around right now?
Yeah,
It was a fucking Simpsons reference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
The budget was 1 million. Care to guess the old BO?
Wait, this had a 1 million. Oh wait, I
That's
guess
all
that's
filmed in
pretty
one
cheap.
location.
It's got
Yeah.
7. It's very cheap, and it's got
Yeah.
7 cast members or something, and
Mm.
2 sets.
Mhm.
That makes sense that it's cheap. I reckon it
I'm
did 75 mil.
Mm-hmm.
gonna say 69.
Fuck yeah, dude.
You've both gone over. It was $51.5
Oh, yeah, this is in the
million
80s.
dollars.
It's still good. Also, I've said this about other
well,
movies.
it's 50 times its budget.
And I-
so.
Hmm.
I think this is also true of this, but like I think this is going to be a common thing with the movies of this genre. They're all video store hits. You know what I mean? Like I reckon Breakfast Club is a classic sleepover movie.
This
you know
one
what I mean?
was actually a hit in its time. Like, very well liked. It
For
was-
sure.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like 50 million isn't reflective of being one of like the most seminal movies of the 80s.
No.
like
and it's definitely now regarded as
yeah.
culturally significant, I believe.
It's in the Library of
Of
Congress, and all that
yeah,
shit.
Yeah. So
I'd
Man,
like
if
to
American
be in the
Pie
Library
doesn't
of
end up
Congress, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, my dude. American Pie's got to end up in there, right? American Pie's going to be put
once
in there
we're
one
in
day.
charge of the Library of Congress, yeah.
Hey, U.S. government.
Well, I mean,
For the
US
impact that had, you could make a very strong argument for American Pie
I think
being
it probably
in there.
will be one day. It's a fucking classic, dude.
if Animal House is in there, right?
I believe so.
So then why not the kind of next
Also,
generation
Fast Times
version?
is as well. And
Yeah,
yeah.
so kind of like the next generation. It is funny to have
It's
in
also
the Library of
much
Congress
better.
a thing where a guy fucks a pie.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a step forward as a species.
Yeah, we're reaching the next step of evolution.
Yeah, man. Finally.
Finally,
X-Men.
what Chester,
Humans
Bennington-
pie
Bennington,
hybrids.
what Chester Bennington always wanted.
This one's for you, Chester.
We're one step closer, baby.
Shut up when I'm talking to you.
Oh, man.
So you, Andy, saw this movie for the first time?
I saw the movie for the first time today, and I will obviously acknowledge.
The traditional owners of the movie.
That's what I
Yeah, very good. So
This is all going in my ABC packet.
Dan. Just calling again to give you my number. I might have said it wrong last time I left a voicemail.
Dan, I'm acknowledging the traditional owners of the Dan, you know.
Dear Dan, I wrote, but you still ain't
Ain't
calling.
Dear Dan, I'm Eddie Brock and you're the suit.
Hey, is this a good bit on Venom? Oh, fuck, my voice is bad today. I might not be able to do it. Is this a good bit, though, Jamie?
Yeah.
All right. Venom. Venom.
Ah, yes. Man, you play that in high schools, that would crush.
Oh god.
Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, obviously
Some
there's heaps of,
bullshit.
obviously the movie's hell rapey, but aside from that, I also I find edgy teens pretty insufferable as just an archetype, and also it's clearly aimed at teenagers and it feels that way. But it is a very good movie.
I agree.
It's. I can see why it was so significant. I can see the impact that it's had. I did enjoy it despite all the things I didn't like about it. I also think it is a very it's very ham-fisted in the way it's like, oh, 5 completely different people, and let's take the time to slowly deconstruct what it is to be a teenager and what it is to grow up and the different whatever, all that fucking bullshit. I thought that was I thought it was, despite how ham-fisted it was handled real well, and it's a good movie. IMHO.
In my honest opinion.
Yeah, dude.
I think
I thought it was humble.
I thought it was honest.
It's usually honest, but it can be humble.
Right.
Bitch, sit down, be humble. You know?
My version
that
was in
word.
my humble but correct opinion.
I
Jamie, don't use the word bitch. It's not for you. Kendrick says you're not allowed to say the word bitch.
Really? I thought that was the N word, and I've been not saying that. I've been not saying
Nope,
that.
got it mixed up.
I've been not saying that for the last couple of days.
He winked and crossed his fingers when he said not.
And I put the pillowcase over my head.
Oh, and it's got a kind of triangle shape.
Yeah, you've got to really put a lot of rolls of toilet roll in there to get up the end.
Wouldn't it be funny funny if they did a sequel to Black Klansman called White Klansman.
And it's just all
It's
of
just
them.
a guy. Like, it's just a
He's
guy who's
just
in
like,
the Klan.
Man, I hate black people.
During the day, he's a humble sheriff in a small Texan town. At night, he's the Grand Dragon.
I saw that movie the other week. It's very good.
Yeah, I heard it was good.
Black Klansman.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Mississippi Burning?
No, I've heard it's good though.
Yeah, it's great.
I saw Selma. If we're talking about just woke movies we've seen, I've seen Selma.
What
that
one's that?
It's Martin
Black
Luther
people?
King,
Oh.
but it's post I Have a Dream. It's like him when he did the march in Selma, and like it's pretty good. Oprah's in
cool.
it. I think she's one of the producers. Yeah, Oprah's pretty cool. Do you reckon?
No, she's not.
No, Oprah's sick, dude.
She gave people a car. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's a baller
she's done a
move.
lot
Yeah,
of
but she didn't
charity
give
work
me
and
a
stuff.
car.
Do you reckon me and Oprah would be friends?
No.
What do you think she wouldn't like me?
I think you and Stedman would be friends. You're
Hell
both
yeah.
cucks.
Man, I think me and Oprah would like see through the differences and recognize the similarities. You know what I mean? Sure, she's a
You get an STD. You get an
sure,
STD.
she's a 75-year-old black woman who's a billionaire, and I'm an unemployed 28-year-old white man.
Maybe she'd take pity on you though.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Like you can stay in the pool house. You'd be like the Ryan Atwood for her Sandy Cohen.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I could be the bad boy that she reads.
There's no one who fits the description of like a young pool boy less than Andy.
I'm here to clean your pool.
Oprah. Oprah, you up? Oh man.
You said ham-fisted, but I don't necessarily agree with how ham-fisted it is because I really think it was one of the first of its type to kind of do that thing.
I don't think.
Of like a kind of like what bottle episode in a movie.
Yeah, essentially.
No, that part was fine. I mean, like the way it's like it's like 5 completely different people. They have nothing in common, or do they? Like
A
that
brain.
was ham-fisted. I felt.
I found myself just sitting there when they described Ali Sheedy as a basket case going, do you have the time?
That's a great fucking song.
A lot of music chat on this episode.
There is like,
I
yeah,
think this is slowly morphing into a podcast about pop punk.
the
Yeah.
idea that
Hell yeah.
of all the cliques in high school, that Ali Sheedy had to be like the insane mental patient when there are so many other things you could do.
I fucking love her. By the way,
I figured
Oh,
you would.
I was watching
I
this whole
feel
movie, I
like-
was like, I'm in love with this woman. I can't.
I feel like at least you will be with me on this one. She looks better
oh
Oh,
god,
like,
everyone thinks that.
before
Yeah.
the makeup.
she does look pretty after, but before, I'm
but
like,
the clothes
oh.
are so bad.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
think the thing is,
Oh, the clothes are bad.
I think the thing is
I like
later.
her hair when it's all
She
in her
dresses
face
her
and
up
shit.
like a fucking doll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
It's
looks
real weird.
generic, pretty, like
Yeah.
too kind of porcelain. Whereas
Also,
earlier
how-
she had some grunge and grit. to
How
her
like out of
personality.
nowhere does her and Emilio
Oh, I
Estevez
hate that.
kissing?
I fucking
come?
hated that.
It's like
I have
there is almost
a note
no like build up to that at all.
all caps. Hate the ending for the sad girl.
But it's kind of
They like fix her. That sucks. Like she was sick as well. When she had all like the long hair in her face and shit, that looked awesome. And she was like, "Damn."
But
would
then-
Did you
love
find
to-
yourself when she was making that sandwich be like, "Fuck, I wouldn't mind trying that."
Yeah, a little bit.
But the
Fucking sugar
I got
packets,
that and got hungry and made a pasta bake.
sugar packets and chips.
it's not
That'd be great.
particularly
It's
when
not for
they
you.
fix her. It's not particularly misogynistic because at no point is Emilio Estevez like, "Oh, we should hook up if only you fix that whole thing." Like he's kind of interested.
Yeah, I mean that would be worse. I'm not
Oh,
saying
but it's not misogynistic. It's
just
like
shitty. Like,
yeah, it's like it's subscribing to what society wants women to be.
I kind of thought it was more.
yeah, dude.
Fuck.
Get woke.
I never. I kind of viewed it as like you're supposed. Maybe this is because I'm too woke, right? I
You're
kind of
post-woke.
viewed it-
Now you've got my attention.
Are you post woke?
Yeah,
Is this podcast post
I'm
comedy?
po ScoMo. The leadership spill, and I'm an ally. Yes.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck. I can't wait to get my writer spot on Illichly tonight.
Man, I can't wait for your hour now.
It's
I
gonna
hope this is mostly what it is.
be, there are no jokes.
You're doing puns on ScoMo for
Yeah.
45
Yeah,
minutes.
it's
Then you do
Corey, story,
Yeah.
allegory.
Montessori.
I thought it wasn't okay. Maybe I'm too woke, but I'm sure like it's not because this movie is not claiming to be woke and it's before that happened. But I thought that when that happened, it's not necessarily we fixed the sad girl. I thought it was just Molly Ringwald's like attempt to bond with her, doing the only thing that she knows.
Yeah, that part's fine, but
Yeah.
but then like her doing the makeup, I think makeover is quite sweet. I think it's then after that where it's like, oh wow, she's good now. Like that's
Yeah.
that's gross.
Like
But
saying
he
she
wanted
was
to
bad
fuck
before.
her anyway.
I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about like the writers of the movie. Like for her to be happy in that situation, she would have been like, "Oh, this is nice for a day, but that's maybe not me," or like whatever. Like,
But it was-
I'm not saying that character.
Well,
the
I
character
kind of
is.
assumed
I'm
there
not
was-
saying the
that's
character's
where it
There
for
was-
hooking up with her. That's fine.
There was so little build up. Like there's so much more tension and build up between Judd Nelson and Molly Ringwald than there is
Oh, yeah.
between Emilio and her.
That is some smoldering chemistry.
Man, imagine the fucking UTI she's gonna get when he fingers her with those dirty gloves on.
Yeah.
Well, speaking
the
of-
Hastings experience.
Speaking of the
Like,
smouldering chemistry, this is what I was going to bring up because you said they were all teenagers, but they're not. Molly Ringwald and Anthony Michael Hall were 16 when they filmed this. Emilio Estevez and Ali Sheedy were 22.
Cool. I'm in the clear.
Judd Nelson was 25.
Yeah.
How weird would you feel being a 25-year-old making out with a 16-year-old at the end of the movie?
Yeah. It was a different
it's
time.
bizarre.
I mean, clearly as well, John Hughes wanted to fuck this 16-year-old.
Oh,
yeah.
God, yeah. They're very sexualized.
He called her.
16-year-olds.
He called her his muse for 3 movies.
Ooh.
Imagine just going through.
Was
that
this the
music.
first one that she was in for him? Presumably.
I think so. Maybe it was Pretty in Pink actually.
My muse
How
is
old
probably,
would she have been for that, though, if she was 16 in
I think
this?
she was like 16, 17 the whole way through.
My
for
muse
these
is
movies.
Matt Bellamy.
From Muse.
Yep.
Fuck, dude.
That's the joke there.
All right, we've got to stop the podcast. We've reached peak reference.
Yep. Matt Bellamy.
We did it, guys.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hey, don't go getting hysteria over it.
Yeah, well, you'll have to call the Knights of Sidonia to come fuck your shit up.
Guys, I think I need to leave. Our time is running out.
Oh man, what a shit band. Anyway,
Yeah,
go
I
on.
know.
No, man.
Jeez.
I was
used to love them.
I was
I used-
really into them
I
for a
saw
time.
them live like 6 times.
They got so bad,
Yeah.
but there is still some value to some of that early stuff.
Like, those first 3 albums and some of the stuff on the 4th album, like I can listen to and enjoy,
Yeah.
but I never do.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Here's a thing.
All right, before you, how about this for a character? Scott Morrison, but instead it's Scott Morrissey.
Oh yeah.
So it's the character is what if Morrissey?
Stop the boat.
That's the bit. It's just if Morrissey
This
was the Prime Minister of Australia.
charming fag.
I didn't say
I
you
am
didn't.
a man.
Did you
and
just change the lyrics? I didn't. I just thought that's how it went.
I go on.
Please, please, let me stop the boats.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I'm a man and I need to be loved, but only by a woman.
That's funny. I join in, but my voice is all fucked today, so I can't sing. Sorry for the letting you down on the riff, boys, but you're welcome for the setup.
Well, I
The
guess-
Riff Boys, my favorite podcast.
What if it was this, but this? Calm down.
What if it was
How good is
Compound,
starting
but it was
rivalries
in
with other podcasts?
Newcastle.
fucking Fofop, we're coming for you.
Yeah, fuck Fofop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
Fofop and fuck Home and Away.
don't
And we
think
love-
don't think we've forgotten about you, Mike Check.
Yeah, we're coming for you, baby.
Yeah,
Stop leaning on the table.
yeah, fair enough. I'm gonna fucking straight up 3D you through this table.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
so-
fucking wish.
Devon, get the table.
So you guys ever got after
I'm
school
bubbling
or
this.
Saturday detentions?
Oh yeah.
No, that didn't. After school, yes, but the Saturday thing baffled me when I saw this for the first time.
We had Sunday detentions. I never got one though. I came close.
Oh,
They
really?
made you go there on the day of the Lord.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. After church. What was it? Fucking. I did a whole bunch of Friday detentions though. Like
I did after school. I think I did one. I was
like
pretty good.
4.
I only did lunchtime.
I was like a cool bad boy.
Oh yeah,
jock
wait,
legend.
do you have scab duty?
What?
It was like you had to like go and pick up like 20 bits of rubbish or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, we had that.
Oh,
at
yeah,
ours.
yeah,
Which
I've had
like
that.
they're just not allowed to do anymore because it's so bad for you. It's like an OH&L.
Yeah.
But I've
OH&S
also
risk.
done like the traditional lunch, just sit in the
Oh, yeah.
classroom, which is not that big a deal. You're just like, yeah, it's lunch. I'm usually with a person that I cause trouble with. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I got a lot of detentions because I was kind of like a massive bad boy jock, like
From the wrong side of the
but
tracks.
also the star athlete. You know, I was the cool,
Yeah, all right. Well, you
Yeah.
overplayed your hand.
I was the coolest guy in school, but also I was, the one making the trouble.
Does your mum tell you you're really handsome too?
No, my mum died when I was a kid. Nah, she's coming to Everly tonight.
Yeah, she is. She's gonna take my lunch money and then do a kickflip.
Fuck.
So seems like we were all kind of good boys and girls.
Mostly,
Yeah, because I
not
was like,
super
I
good.
was one of the funny ones, so we all charmed the teachers.
The closest I came to getting...
I was mostly good.
The closest I came to getting a Thursday or Saturday, and we charmed our way out of this, is when we did Extension English in Year 10, they teach you about Freudian readings.
Yeah.
You obviously would know this, Andy. You did
Yeah.
Extension English, didn't
Yeah.
you? So it's basically like everything's about wanting to fuck and how everything's
Yeah.
a penis. And so the...
Isn't it wanting to fuck your mum?
yeah,
Isn't
but
it?
also everything...
It's just sex is the main driver of all behavior.
and everything's phallic. And so the first
Subtext
movie...
and everything.
So you,
Oh God! Look at this microphone
Yeah.
in front of me.
yeah. So you tell...
Oh,
So you tell a bunch of 17-year-olds... Oh, Jesus. You tell a bunch of 17-year-old boys that everything is a penis, and they will take it and run with it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But like
That's
the
a
movie,
foolish call.
the movie that they chose to...
Yo, bar wench, fetch me a beer.
Yeah. The movie the movie that they chose to illustrate that everything was a phallus was The Little Mermaid.
Oh,
And so
yeah,
they
I've
were
seen that
pointing
thing.
out how the castle was really phallic, and they said to write like a piece about The Little Mermaid. And so me and two of my friends collaborated to make like a joke essay where we just we started by being like, well, the thing with The Little Mermaid is it is in fact a penis. And then just wrote
The Little Mermaid is a penis.
yeah, and then just wrote about like 5 paragraphs of what could be described as
funny.
erotic fan fiction. We said at one point that someone did an erotic monocle dance, and like we handed it in as a proper essay.
yeah.
And the teacher read it and was like, "You guys, we're gonna call your parents. We're gonna suspend you from school." And we're like, "Oh, we didn't mean to hand that one in. We've got one. We've got one that we.
We've got a real one."
Yeah, we've got a real one." And she was like, "If you can give me the real one by lunchtime, I will absolutely believe you." It was, and we.
It's like the hardest you've ever worked on anything.
Oh yeah, we fucking did it properly, and she was like, "Thank you, boys." And then as we gave it to her, she like gave us a smile, which indicated she knew the whole
She,
time
of course, knew
Oh,
that
yeah.
there was no mistake.
Yeah.
And we were like, "Oh, she just fucked us into doing work."
yeah. Man, a good
Conniving.
movie- a good
Hey, can
movie-
you take a photo of that?
I'm not
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, but you went up to
You're
get
about
new
to.
beers.
Yeah, because I don't like to have a gap.
You got no. You're not allowed to drink out of it. Yeah, you got to take
I'm
the
not
photo.
done though. I'm not done.
Like this, I can't have this in my house.
But it's not done
It's a
yet.
weak effort.
You'll get another. I reckon I'll get another inch out of that.
You get that's 2 inches. You need to get the whole thing.
It's so warm and gross at the end.
Oh, you just.
Yeah, I know. A good example of phallic shit and like vaginal shit in movies is Alien.
I love
goes-
vaginal
it
shit.
goes real hard. Hell yeah, no, dude.
I was just scrolling through a text and I heard vaginal shit, and,
Yeah, I love
which is the
vaginal
name of my
shit.
punk band.
That is a good punk band.
My
name.
punk band is just called the Cunts.
That's not
Yeah.
bad.
That's a
We
good
are
punk band
vaginal shit.
Did you take a photo?
No, I forgot. You got a short
You
attention.
fucking
You got a
goldfish.
short attention span, man.
Which archetype from the film did you most identify
I wrote
with?
this question down too. I assumed
knew
that
one
Rose
of
would be
yours.
the weird
It's a good
girl.
question.
No,
I'm the weird girl.
No, I
I'm
actually
not at
think
all.
you're Emilio Estevez.
No, I'm Emilio Estevez, absolutely.
But I don't know if I'm that weird. I think maybe like I'm not that smart, but I think I'm probably more Anthony Michael Hall than Ali Sheedy. Just because like I'm a dork.
Sure.
I'm Bender, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are a fucking bender.
All right, you Bender.
You fucking bender.
All right, wax my ass. It's Cockney porn again. You
Oh,
requested
yeah,
it.
yeah. Oh, fuck me out the arse then, will ya?
I got to get one up the Buckingham right quick.
Oh, that feels right now. So you put me out the arse like
The
that.
kettle's boiled, but I haven't poured the tea.
Tip that tea bag in me pussy, you fucking,
Yeah.
you fucking slag.
Yeah. Hold on. Fuck me in Tesco's.
Yeah, that's good.
That's pretty good.
Oh, have sex with me in Harrods.
Oh, good day, madam. Tower of London, something
What
like that.
do you think you are? So why do you think you're Emilio Estevez? I have theories on why I think you're Emilio Estevez.
Because like he's able to physically overpower that other guy.
No, that's not what I was thinking.
Star-
You're fucking Ali Sheedy if you're
Star
anyone.
athlete.
You
Fucking,
the only thing that reminded me of Ali Sheedy is when she got her hair and put all the dandruff on it. I was like, yeah, that's Hayes.
I do have pretty bad psoriasis.
Yeah.
Can I give a shout out on the pod? Steph Broadbridge got me psoriasis.
You've already said this.
Fuck. On the pod?
Yes.
Yeah. You said it last week.
Was I high? No,
No.
I wasn't. I was good last week.
Presumably.
Are you high
You
now?
are most of the time when we record.
I'm not high today. I'm good today.
So yeah, why Emilio Estevez?
Yeah, because I'm a jock, dude. I'm a star athlete. I'm a star pupil. I'm popular. I'm cool. I'm handsome. I get the girls.
Okay, now why? But seriously.
Oh, I don't have a serious answer.
See, I think it is kind of exactly what you said, but that's what he thinks of himself. Because
Right.
Emilio Estevez,
But he actually has some of that to back it up.
he has some of it, but
Yeah.
he is a goofy fuck in
Oh,
that
yeah.
movie. Like,
You guys just don't understand how hard it is to be cool. The popularity, like the pressure you get from being popular, is you guys don't understand, right?
Yeah.
That's why.
you're so conceited, Andy. You're so conceited.
I'm Molly Ringwald.
You may be Molly Ringwald,
Might
actually.
actually be Molly
Now that I
Ringwald.
think about it, I have seen you do that trick with the lipstick a bunch.
Yeah. Except it was a
Penis.
clitoris.
Uh,
Yeah, I was
in
going
my
for the
version,
penis
in
one.
my version, you're gay.
Yeah.
I wish.
No, I think Emilio Estevez, because of what I just said, like, it's a guy that thinks
Finish
he's
your
all,
goddamn beer.
Yeah. It's a guy that thinks he's all that. He's on the wrestling sports team and whatnot, but he's really a goofy person that doesn't know. Like, it's clear that he doesn't score with a lot of women based on the way I think he behaves with Ali Sheedy and Molly Ringwald.
Yeah, that's
he
probably true.
has like a puff of weed and then he's doing cartwheels and stuff, which I
Yeah.
imagine you might have done before you became a seasoned hand.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You're probably right. I also connected a lot with the jaded vice principal. I thought I got where he was coming from.
I assume that was
Sometimes
just
life
your
doesn't
dad.
turn out the way you want it to be, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really identified with the janitor.
Yeah, he was cool, dude.
He was cool.
Yeah. I wanted to be fucking John Lennon when I was a kid. Except instead of John Lennon, it was Flea. But
Yeah, but they're very similar.
Same thing.
I would say that Flea's the John Lennon of bass.
So there's some. Let's talk about problematic shit.
All right.
There's a lot of gay slurs in this movie.
I don't think that's the worst stuff. I think
No, but did you catch Brownie Hound really early on?
Yeah, that
Brownie
was funny.
Hound?
Brownie
Yeah.
Hound made me laugh.
I really did a double take when that happened because he said he's a brownie hound, and I said, oh, is that a gay thing?
Must be.
Yeah.
Must
Yeah,
be
it's
like
a gay thing.
it must be like Fudge Packer or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Also, very quick, just one touch of racism. Anthony Michael Hall doing AAVE black voice again.
Yeah.
AAVE.
African American vernacular English.
Right.
Oh boy, where did you learn that?
That's like a really common thing. That's like a really.
I don't know about
Yeah.
this at all.
That's like really common.
What
Like,
woke
He's
blog
jerking
did you
himself
read?
off, right?
Yeah. He's got a photo of himself on his iPhone.
my new stepmom Oprah taught me it. No, it's like a common thing. People say it all the time.
All right. Okay.
I think it's vernacular. It's African American vernacular English. I think vocab English. I don't know. It's black talk. It's anyway. That's pretty funny that he's racist in it. I like that. I thought
He
that
also
was
calls
good.
him a faggot like 3 times pretty quickly.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe he shouldn't have been such
and,
a fat.
and the locker says fag on it too.
Yeah,
Whom?
Bender's locker.
I think.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think him being a creepy ass rapist for half the fucking movie is more of a problem. I think that's a bigger deal.
Well, yeah, the face between the legs.
That's like the most
is no
egregious
good.
example. But he's so creepy. All that stuff where he's like pressing Molly Ringwald for details on her sex life and stuff.
Yeah, but
Pretty-
he's a
like-
fucked up bad boy with
Yeah,
a heart
but-
of gold.
Oh no, I get what they're going for, but like he's like the way like it's quite creepy and really intense and like,
Yeah, it's pretty unsettling.
yeah, it's not great to watch. I also hated that character entirely though.
I think this is really interesting because I first watched this movie when I was 18 and I watched it with a girl I was into, so like trying to impress her, and she really liked it, and we watched it straight away again and we really liked it. But when I was like 18, I thought Bender was the coolest dude. Like this guy.
I did too, but Bender from Futurama.
Yeah. But then I watched it 2 days ago and thought, oh man, this guy is kind of fucked. Like,
He's super fucked.
well, the one thing I was thinking about at the end of this, how long do you give Molly Ringwald and Judd Nelson as a
I
couple?
don't think
Like a week.
I don't think they're dating tomorrow. Like I think it was left at that forever.
I think
I think the earring
No,
was
because
good.
the implication is that like they'll date and it'll piss her parents off.
yeah.
Man, see, I took it as like the earring was like a goodbye. Let's remember this thing.
No, I took it as like you come back with it. I imagine he takes it to some bar and like
He pawns it for heroin money or whatever.
I imagine he takes her to some bar, gets shit faced, she's not loving it, and then he ends up fingering someone else, Andrew Hastings style.
Hey, do you think, to circle back,
Your defense of that was so I don't.
I can't be. I don't want to. You know.
to circle back to our preferred topic, pop punk, and the video for "Still Waiting" by Sum 41,
Sick.
is that a reference to this movie where he says "Smoke 'em up, Johnny"?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great video.
That's such a funny
The
video
Sums.
clip.
Man,
Green
good
Day
stuff.
75.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a very quick boner joke in there that I liked. It was
In the
very
movie?
Yeah, it's really early on when they're all like, it's like kind of a bunch of quick shots of them sort of sitting around and fidgeting in their chairs before they like become friends. Oh, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Gross.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm not that.
Stop
hungover.
throwing up in my house.
No. There's a bit where he's like fidgeting around in his chair and he like slowly pulls his beanie to cover his dick because he's got like a accidental teenage boner.
I thought the scene...
A beanie for his weenie.
Yeah, going back to
ScoMo.
Bender for 1 second. Yes, ScoMo. I think that Judd Nelson's portrayal of Bender was insanely good. It's just a guy that looks like the whole time he's either about to break out into violence or burst into tears at any moment.
That's true.
Like a guy living purely on a knife edge because his background is abused child.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
Like a lot of his stuff makes sense in context of abused child. That there's no endorsement of it.
Yeah.
But there's a very clear reason he does what he does. From the creepiest stuff to just the stuff like lighting a shoe on fire to light a cigarette for no reason. Like I've seen
That was cool.
yeah, but like the amount of drop kicks I used to have at school that like had shitty home lives that would do stuff exactly like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very accurate. They don't seem half as charming as him when they're like breaking a skateboard over a
also,
nerd's
like-
back or something.
He's also like pretty dreamy. Like he's...
oh man, he's hard as
Yeah.
shit.
Has he got a bit of grey through the front of his hair? Or is it like a dyed? Or like what
I
is
think
it?
it's great.
It looks like it was kind of... That was odd, I thought.
Maybe
Yeah,
a bit of sun bleach.
I only noticed that for the first time watching it this go around.
I was so attracted to Allison. I was like really in love with her by the end of the movie.
Of course, you
I was right into it.
black hair, slightly strange.
Pretty strange.
Yeah, Emily the Strange.
Oh man.
Did you want to fuck Emily the Strange?
Of
when you were
course I
growing
did,
up?
dude. Of course I did.
Did you have like?
I want to get some Emily the Strange. You know what I mean?
Did
Get
you
some
have a
strange.
patch?
You get a lot of strange.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Did you have an Emily the Strange pin on your backpack at any point?
Ooh, no, but I had several Nightmare Before Christmas ones.
That tracks.
Yeah.
I've never seen The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, it's great. It's such a good movie. It's like one of my favorite like cartoons. It's
I
so
hate
good.
Tim Burton movies.
Yeah, Tim Burton can
man.
fucking eat my...
It's like
Non-wiped
It's like
ass.
it's almost like a Pixar movie. Like it's not, but it's like it's so dark and like interesting.
It's
and
like a
sad.
Pixar movie in that it's animated, but it's not good.
Yeah, it's very sad and like poignant. It's really nice. It's a really great movie. It's about Christmas. If you like Christmas movies, watch it as a Christmas movie. It's not a
There's
Halloween
only
movie.
one Christmas movie for me. It's
Fucking
fucking
Die
Die
Hard.
Hard. Yeah, never seen it.
All right,
Man,
you-
Die Hard actually fucking rules hard.
now that you're on the hormone pills, do you enjoy Die Hard less?
Have you stopped recommending John Wick to
It's like,
people?
yeah, like testosterone is such an important part of that. Surely, like,
I don't know. I feel like I know a few girls who.
oh,
enjoy that
well, it's a
movie.
good movie, but I'm saying it's a very dude movie. Man, speaking of dude movies, I saw The Departed for the first time the other week.
Fucking rules.
Such
you-
a fucking good
Are
movie.
you a fucking cop?
It's such a fucking good movie. Man.
I've actually not. I've only seen like the first half an hour, and I was
Oh,
like,
it's so good.
I was real tired in like a well-heated room in this big couch, and just went, I'm out.
Yeah.
Just fell
Jack
asleep.
Nicholson might be my favorite actor.
You drinking cranberries? What are you on your
Yeah,
fucking
when you're on your
period?
Fucking period.
Jack Nicholson now or Jack Nicholson 1974? I rewatched Billy Madison this week.
Jack Nicholson, 1989.
The Joker.
Uh,
Oh man, speaking of the Joker, hot news coming out.
Joaquin?
Yeah, Joaquin.
Have you seen the makeup? You showed
Yeah,
me the
yeah,
makeup.
I showed you the makeup.
That-
Have you seen
it's-
the makeup, Rose? I like
Of
that we
course
try.
I'm- of
I like that we
course.
try to include Rose before we're like, have you seen the makeup? No. All right, back to this.
of course, I'm not looking.
It
that
looks pretty bad, but it could be interesting.
But you realize we have to go see the Joker movie as part of the podcast. If we're seeing Venom, which we already are,
up. I don't want to spend money on this shit.
Yeah.
it's only
Too
going to
bad.
be $25.
Yeah.
Man,
Only that.
it could be good, man. They're doing it like separate to the.
I don't reckon it will.
It's a PG-13 movie. It didn't
Oh,
get
that's
that. It didn't
already
get-
a bad
It
start.
didn't get that R that I think they wanted.
Wait,
Yeah.
PG-13 or like PG Australia?
PG-13 is like.
PG-13 is like an MMA. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
wanted.
I think like the Dark Knight was PG-13.
yeah, it wanted that hard R.
Yeah.
Isn't a lot of wouldn't a lot of MA stuff in Australia be R in America?
Yeah, a lot of M stuff in Australia are. They're way stricter with the ratings.
Well, R I don't think you need to be 18 to watch an R movie. In
What was the
America. I
first
think you need to be 16.
R-rated movie, like Australian R-rated movie you saw?
Kill Bill Volume 1
Oh.
or a porno?
Mine was Eddie Murphy's Delirious.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Good comedy, good comedy origin story. Almost as good as Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal of the Joker's origin story. in the
Arthur
upcoming.
Fleck.
Man, that's so weird. I don't know. Maybe like I don't know. Could have even been like American Pie.
No, Malcolm
But
Pie was
no,
MA,
that's
dude.
not R. That was MA.
Yeah, was Terminator MA or R?
MA.
MA.
Don't know.
Kill Bill Volume 1, definitely for me. I remember not
Well,
being able to see it.
Pulp Fiction, actually, probably.
Oh, yeah, Pulp Fiction would have been
Yeah,
hard.
Pulp
That's
Fiction
R.
was the first Tarantino movie I
It was
saw.
a hard R.
My dad loves Tarantino, predictably.
He tries to get the hard R on most of them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they all like Reservoir Dogs? Probably is.
Yeah, Reservoir Dogs, definitely.
Reservoir Dogs has no black characters.
I think you could argue that...
and it has the N word in it.
I think, yeah, well, we know that old QT loves his N-word.
Yeah, he's trying to get that R.
Yeah. Django
The hard R.
Unchained. Yeah, Django Unchained was like so many years in the making for him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was.
Like,
Very
imagine
exciting for
him
him.
being a first-time screenwriter with the script for Django Unchained. Then, like, every fourth word is the N-word, and he's
Yeah.
like, "All right, I'm gonna make 5 really good movies first, and then I'll make my,
That's
and then I'll make
But
my
it's
magnum
what
opus,
they
the
would've
N-word."
said.
And they're like,
It's
N-words
what they would have
unchained.
said.
"Yeah, I'm gonna make my magnum opus, the N-word." And they're like, "Can't you call it like Django's? That's his name." And he's like, "Wait, his name's not N-word."
I gotta have another look at this script I wrote. I gotta take another pass at this thing.
There's a really, really good Family Guy joke early on in Family Guy where it does a cut to Huckleberry Finn.
Oh,
it's,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
a black guy being like, "You don't say that. That's our word." And then Peter Griffin goes, "Oh, sorry, N-word, Jim."
Because that's what he's called.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking
There's
real.
there's a Shane Matheson bit on YouTube where he talks about that, but he actually says the N word.
Shane.
It was from a time when we didn't know, and he's also saying it's bad
Yeah. I
because
guess.
they changed it in like because it's like a book studied. This is where he talks about it a bit, like in schools. So the school versions that you buy, the N word is changed to slave. So they call him Slave Jim,
boy.
which is like
Oh, man.
not much better.
Man, you listen to Shane Matheson's bits. Yeah,
Oh, let's talk about Fun Blimp. That's good.
Shane Matheson is a good comic. Man,
Was a good
Eat My
comic.
Shorts?
Yeah.
That's a Bart Simpson bit, actually.
What's said in this movie?
Yeah, he tells him to eat his shorts.
Oh, yeah, he does say it. Sorry. I
Do
thought
you
were-
think that's
I thought
where
you were
they
still
got
talking
it
about
from?
Shane Matheson bits.
Do you think that's where they got it
It
from?
would have
for
had
The
to have been,
Simpsons?
surely. It's not.
I think
'Cause-
Eat My Shorts was an insult.
All
in
his
the 80s.
dumbass
Really?
little, like bad boy affectations I hated. Like all the stuff where he's like, "Oh, I can't hear it. Turn it up," and he flips the guy off, or like the Eat
Yeah,
My
but
But
how
also,
many
if
bad
you were-
boys did that?
If
Yeah,
you
it
were
sucks.
you
though.
do.
if you were that fucked up a kid, you would have no problems telling your teacher to suck your dick or fuck off or something
Totally,
instead of
but
saying "eat my
It's
shorts."
like the lame, it's the lame ass affectations of badness rather than.
Fuck off, sir.
Well, I think that's. I think.
Sir, why are you being such a fact? Like,
Yeah, but I think that's on purpose. It's meant to be the sad affectations of a kid that like is lashing out. Like they.
oh, I get what they're doing.
You're meant to
I'm just saying
like
it's lame.
you're meant to like Bender, but I don't think at any point you're meant to be like, "Oh, it's cool that he said eat my shorts."
I think you are supposed to think it's cool.
Yeah,
I
He's
disagree.
I think he's supposed to be the cool tough guy, but then you go, "Oh, but he's troubled."
Well, I
so
think
troubled.
I think
could fix him.
I think he's. I think he's.
I could fix him. Okay,
That's very misogynistic. It's reverse racism, sexism, or something.
You're a
like that.
misandrist.
I'm a Miss Andersonist.
Miss Anderson. That's funny. We should say that to him.
Yeah,
We should call his next hour Miss Anderson.
that's pretty good.
It's
actually,
not bad, hey.
Miss Andreessen.
I do think you are. There is a long leash where you are supposed to think that some of the stuff he does is pretty lame.
Some of it, sure.
Like not all of it.
But is there anything that he does? Because you know how some of them say stuff like, particularly Anthony Michael Hall, where they like say something and then like looks real embarrassed. Does
Yeah.
he have any of those? Because he generally just scares them.
Yeah.
I think his whole
What a good friend to have in your crew.
but he's not their crew. Like that's
No,
the
I know,
whole
but
thing.
for that day,
And I
yeah.
think you can also explain. I think like if you read into it, the reason he looks older and is older, I think you're supposed
life
to.
has
well, I suppose
aged him.
I think you're supposed to extrapolate that this is a guy who's been left back a couple of times.
That makes
Maybe,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, here's a funny thing I noticed. Sushi was still an exotic food in 1985.
Yeah, that was funny.
Man, I think
What the fuck is that? It's
sushi,
sushi, man.
sushi was an exotic food up until like,
like
the
2002.
early 2000s,
yeah.
I reckon.
I had it for the first time in 2003, and I was like, sushi?
Yeah.
Well, I always remember that
Loved it
being
as
like
well.
a real like treat
Yeah.
when people were like,
Kids
"Let's go and get sushi,"
Because
and this was in like the mid 2000s.
Kids love sushi now. It's like a thing. Like little kids love fucking sushi. It's like
It's pretty palatable. Like,
yeah. It's that's what I loved when I was.
Training them early to eat fish.
Is that a
Hey.
pun?
Yeah.
Oh, man, hell yeah. I actually don't eat fish, but I don't mind
I'm
the
not a
taste,
huge
if you know what
fan.
I'm saying.
I'm not a huge fan of sushi.
Is that the
I'm-
worst
I'm
thing I've
not.
ever said?
No.
What?
Just then,
Not
I said
even
something
close.
pretty bad.
What did you say?
I
didn't
said
even-
I don't eat fish, but I don't mind the taste. It's pretty bad, right?
You've said way worse stuff.
Really? I thought that was pretty egregious.
Like it was no good, but
All right.
How did you guys find? I still think it is Emilio Estevez's monologue about how he taped the guy's butt cheeks together,
That's funny, man.
but also quite powerful.
Yeah, funny too.
Like it's very good.
yeah.
the scene where they all start laughing about the flare gun going off in his locker is pretty like
When he killed himself, when he tried to kill himself.
That's
yeah.
that, but that bit where they all start laughing is quite sweet. I think. I like
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think it's also like realistic.
It's pretty
they're
true to
breaking
life,
the
yeah.
tension.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I think everyone is great acting wise in this. I think
Yeah.
Molly Ringwald might be the weakest link, but she
Yeah.
still holds her own.
oh, I thought.
her or Anthony Michael Hall, and they're both fucking 16-year-olds.
I think Anthony Michael Hall is great in this.
Yeah, I think he's good. So, do you want to hear? I can talk about me being a jock. Being a cool bad boy jock.
So,
All right, welcome to Fiction Hour on
yes,
the podcast.
so you're making up a story.
So I was the captain of the chess team at my school. Right, I used to be like,
You know what I'm just picturing before you start?
Yeah.
It's like five.
it's a short story.
Five people sitting in like detention like this, and one of them is Brad Meany. Like, and then I went in and I slapped Andrew Hastings with my dick all over his face, and he's got to live with that, man.
And then someone just starts laughing, and they're just like, yeah, that is kind of fun.
Yeah.
got rules.
You should have got that guy. He sucks.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm seeing him at the school reunion soon.
So the screenshots you sent us.
Yeah, sick. Can't
Tell
wait.
us.
Anyway, so I was the captain of the chess team when I was
I
in school.
hope the first thing he says, so I listen to the podcast.
How is
Good. I don't mind.
captain of the chess team makes you Anthony Michael Hall?
Yeah, no, captain of the chess team makes me every character from Friday Night Lights. I've never even seen that show.
Man, it rules. You'd actually really.
Yeah,
like
I
it.
got to check it out. It's
I've
on the
never
list.
seen it.
Anyway, so I was pretty good at chess. I'm like not any good anymore, but like I used to be pretty good at chess. I can like definitely play and stuff. I was on a date the other day. It was like an afternoon date. We went saw a movie, went back to her place. We were drinking wine, and she just pulled out a chessboard. She was like, "Let's play chess." And like we hadn't spoken about chess at all. And I was like, "Yeah, right." And then as we started playing, she was like, "I usually win. So like, if a guy could beat me at beat me at chess, that'd be really hot." And I just fucking schooled her in chess.
Oh, it
Guess
was
the
one of
ending
those
the story.
stories where.
Guess the next part of the story.
You fucked them.
Yeah, dude.
Ugh.
It was good. It was a good day, actually. I had a really nice time. When I saw that Joaquin Phoenix movie, The Joke? No, I haven't saw that. No, I saw that Joaquin Phoenix movie, I Was Never Really There, or You Were Never Really... What's it called, Jamie?
You were never really there, I think.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, I
I'm
was
still
never really
here.
there. No, that's the other one.
That's both weirdly similar names starring the same man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like all big and like dad bodied, but like jacked up, and he looks fucking awesome. Keeps bashing people's head in with hammers. It's
Yeah,
dope.
that's sick. It's
Yeah.
like Wrathy the bit.
Yeah,
to a movie.
It was like Taxi Driver, but like I
Way
don't know.
more hammered.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, I saw a preview for that.
Yeah, it's very similar to Taxi Driver.
I want to see that fucking Nicolas Cage movie where he's fighting a dude with a chainsaw like it's a katana. That looks
Yeah,
like it rules.
yeah, it looks sick.
Mandy. It's got really good reviews as well so far.
Oh,
Except-
Mandy.
Speaking of Nick Cage, you may have noticed I've been watching more movies lately. It's because I am still unemployed. I've been watching a lot of movies. I saw Kick-Ass the other day. I've never seen Kick-Ass.
You never seen Kick?
Yeah.
I've never seen Kick-Ass.
I don't know if I liked it or not. I can't decide. It was
Like,
like Watchmen with none of the subtext.
yeah, well, that's kind of most.
But
of my-
played for like a comedy.
That's also kind
You
of.
just showered Jamie in spit.
It's because I
I
enunciate.
just saw that glisten through the sun coming in the window.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. Spit in my mouth.
Mark Miller is basically comics without subtext.
What about Mac
Yeah.
Miller?
Yeah, Mac Miller is dead.
Yeah. He sure
Damn
is.
you, Ariana.
Taken up with Pete Davidson, killed my boy Mac.
Yeah.
I don't know. What is Mac Miller any good? I never.
No, it was
I've only
terrible.
listened to one or two songs.
But
It was
everyone
not my
acts like
thing.
he was great now.
he was, like,
Were
fine,
people
man.
on his shit when he was alive, or is it now just? That
I think
when he's-
people
Some
liked
people
him, but
were
it-
on his shit.
Yeah, but he sucked.
It'll be
He
like
was pretty
this-
like gimmicky, right?
It'll be
he
like
He was
the-
just a shit white boy
Yeah,
rapper.
like, he
It'll
wasn't
be like the
anything
same if
special.
Hastings died from a crack overdose tomorrow. People will be like, Butt Baby was fucking one of the best jokes.
You're saying that Butt Baby's not one of the best jokes.
It's not one
just-
of your best jokes.
It's just like
Hey, that was like my go-to bit for ages.
it's just that Chaser eulogy song thing. Like everyone talks
Yeah.
you up when you're dead.
Yeah,
That's the best
true.
thing they ever did.
I am the Princess Diana of Sydney comedy. If I die, obviously.
She was a subject of that song.
Yeah. Candle in the Wind. R.I.P.
Yeah, remember when
R.I.P. Princess Diana. R.I.P. Lil
when
Peep.
Bin Laden died? Like sandals in the bin.
I never heard
That's
that.
something.
That's actually
That's
pretty
something.
That's actually
Yeah,
pretty
that's
funny.
pretty
You never heard that?
Yeah, no, I kind of like that.
That was great.
Sandals
It's- I think
in
it's
the
so
bin.
Ugh, man, why are we talking about the death of Osama bin Laden?
Hilarious.
Because it seems like the natural culmination of 22 episodes.
Like, it's just so, like, I think it's so weird and kind of funny how, like, Americans were so like, we fucking got him. Like, that's like, no, you didn't. Some soldier did. Like, this weird. It's like, he was just an old man. Like,
So what? They fucking got him, dude. Are you a patriot or not?
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I love America more than I love
Pussy? Nah.
Nah, I'm just playing with you, pussy.
You
know I love you.
That's an Eminem line.
Yeah, I know. Nah, I'm just playing with you, America. Eminem's pretty cool. Man, what's up? What's happening in Venom Watch? Any updates on the upcoming Venom film?
No, moving on.
There are a lot of buses with the Venom
What
poster
the
on it
release
now.
date must be like real soon.
I think it's
right?
October 6th.
We should do an episode. We should do 2 episodes, and one should be like a bonus episode and a regular episode to release.
And by bonus episode, we mean a regular episode, but it's got Venom in it.
yes.
I thought you were going to say boners episode.
Yeah.
Can we get Venom on as a guest?
Yeah, I bet you we could.
Not Tom Hardy. I mean Eddie Brock and the symbiote. I don't
They politely disagree with each other over the new guy with DJ Qualls.
Is Venom a good guy or a bad guy in this movie?
He's the classic anti-hero type.
They're all
The thing that's been done to death in the last decade.
Wait, you're the classic anti-hero type of this bloody
I
podcast.
thought I was a villain.
No.
The anti-hero.
I will be the villain.
I'll be the villain that Gotham needs.
Yeah. You'll be
Yeah.
the villain that Sydney Open Mic needs.
Which Batman villain do I remind you the most of?
God damn it, can we talk about something else?
Probably. Oh, actually, that's a good question.
Catwoman, moving on.
Scarecrow.
Yeah, maybe Scarecrow.
Jonathan Crane.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even know what that is.
You don't
He's-
know?
I don't
he's
want an
he's
explanation either.
Have you seen Batman Begins?
No.
Oh,
He uses fear gas and he dresses up as a scarecrow. End of
yeah. And
character.
he makes you see your worst nightmares, like doing this podcast in perpetuity.
Well, I just have to tell stories,
Does he-
debasing myself.
Doing this podcast and watching a Patreon count go way up with money, but you have to spend every moment with Hastings.
Oh
yeah.
dear.
That's fear gas.
That's tough.
There goes the neighborhood.
For me, I'd be like, what is he spraying horny gas on me?
Oh god.
Oh man, I can't remember the last time I actually felt earnestly horny.
Are you talking like years or are you talking...
Probably weeks.
All right.
Yeah, not years.
Well, I'm going through puberty again, so the answer is often for me.
Gross.
Yeah, it's no good.
I'm married, so it's never, right?
Where is the bloody
Oh,
ball and chain today?
Nah, sick of stuff.
I bet she's probably out spending all your money, am I right?
She just got a new job. She earns a lot more money than me. I told her I'm going to quit my job and buy a jet ski. She got tired of the joke very early. In the bit. I was like, I have so much more to give.
I'm going to become a professional jet skier and do tricks and
I had so many
backflips and
jokes
shit.
about different models of jet ski
Yeah,
lined
exactly.
up.
Yeah, I looked
I
up.
used to have that when I did that Chuck Steak character.
Turning a I do into a C do.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There you go. I can write.
Yeah, I know. We're writing a sitcom
Why don't you
together.
then? So complacent.
He likes to
That's
smoke
what I heard.
weed
I ran out of weed today, so I'm done with weed for a bit. I think
until you get more.
Yeah,
not gonna buy
until you
anymore.
get more like tomorrow.
I'm not going to buy any more, but I'll still smoke socially. And
That's what you've been saying for like the last
Yeah, no,
2
it's true. And
months.
then I just got a little bit for my birthday, so I've just had some at home the last couple of days, last week.
Didn't you have a bunch of cookie last night?
Yeah, but that was social, so it's fine. I didn't have it by myself. I was out.
You live an interesting life, friend.
Yeah. I passed out. I was covered in chips when I woke up. Porto chips.
A burnout, a jock, and a woman. 3 archetypes of this.
Wait,
Yeah, just a woman.
Wait, are
That's
you-
the best one.
are you the jock?
Yeah.
I think I'm the jock and you're the burnout.
Wait, so what are they? There's a criminal.
That's
Is he a jock? Is that what they say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a sporto.
A brain, a basket case, and is she a beauty?
a beauty queen or a princess
yeah, beauty
or
queen.
Princess,
Stuck up
yeah.
bitch.
So
yeah.
I'm a princess.
I'm a jock.
I think you're the brain,
I'm
Yeah.
a bigger jock.
and you're a combo basket case criminal.
I'm
I feel.
getting brain, if you know
Yeah,
what I mean.
dude. I always.
I'll
know
show
what-
you the brain right now.
Yeah.
Hey, should we do that movie? The movie
What, Getting Brain?
No, the movie Waiting.
Oh yeah, we should probably do Waiting.
I have that on
waiting.
DVD.
What's waiting?
It's
the
where
Dane
they all
Cook
work
movie.
in the restaurant.
It's got
and
Dane Cook.
Well, I
in
do
it.
love Dane
It's
Cook.
Ryan Reynolds and Justin. Excuse me, Long.
Anderson. That'd be such a funny
sure.
movie.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh man, I
I think
Yeah.
this movie captures boredom really well. Did you
Yeah,
notice
that's
that?
true.
Yeah.
Like the scenes where they're just kind of like fucking around with like pens
This
in their
episode
mouths
kind of
and-
feels like the Breakfast Club a little bit.
Yeah, it catches boredom really well.
After I saw this, I reckon I had about 3 attempts in high school to do the.
I can't whistle.
Never took off. It was very upsetting.
Yeah, you must have been the worst kid to go to school with. I would have fucking hated that. I would have been. Let me focus on my chest practice.
Yo, how good is the phrase "hot beef injection"?
Yeah, that's a good one, man.
I figured you'd be into
Yeah, I
that.
did that. I've heard that one before though.
That's also
Yeah,
in The
but it
Simpsons.
came from this. I think.
Another hot beef injection.
Yeah,
Oh,
but this predates it. I think it came from.
Well, it
this
definitely
movie.
predates it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think a few people came from this movie. You know
yeah.
what
A
I'm
few people came in this movie too.
saying?
There are also some weird like John Hughesy touches. Like you know how Weird Science was for the dance montage. The fact that Emilio
montage.
Estevez's weed infused screaming broke the glass.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
The Scooby Doo esque chase through the
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
hallway,
yeah,
which
yeah.
really just needed for the character stakes to make them kind of trust Bender. Just needed he's gonna find us. Oh, I'll distract
Yeah, yeah, they
instead
made
of the
it-
whole like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty funny though. It
John
kinda
Hughes
worked.
like can't resist his goofier impulses.
I
it
thought that
seems.
shit worked
Yeah.
better in this than it did in like Weird Science.
Really, because
Yeah.
Weird Science seemed more like a license to get away with.
No,
But it was
but they
so
kind of-
bonkers.
They kind of
Like,
made it work with this. I thought, like, I was like, the unrealistic and weird and silly parts. I was like, oh, it actually kind of fits oddly. Like, it undercuts the other stuff really well.
Yeah,
There were so many little things though, like where he like fell through the roof. Like, wouldn't he come in later and be like,
Yeah,
"What the
those
fuck
kids-
happened in
These
here?"
kids are all getting expelled. There's a fucking hole in the roof. Like,
Yeah.
you don't necessarily like you can get away with that shit.
True.
I reckon because they all said like they didn't know where the noise was from.
We were just sitting here.
Yeah, exactly. Things fall apart, baby.
That's true.
Yeah,
Things do fall apart.
Marriages.
Man, I need to get a job.
income.
Man, my favorite Post Malone song as well.
What's your favorite Post Malone?
Fall
song?
Apart.
Oh, right.
Things Fall Apart is a song by someone better. I can't remember who.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. What
What
did you think?
Is he trying to do Chinese when he does
Who
that?
knows?
It sounds like he's trying to
Who
make
the
up a
fuck-
foreign language.
Who the
As
fuck
a-
knows?
I've heard that song 500 times, maybe.
As the podcast,
Which song? There's a bunch.
All around the world where he does the bing and dong
Yeah, but he does that like more than just there.
he does. That's the most egregious.
It is
example
the
of
classic example.
it. Yeah.
as
But-
the podcast eminent weed head, what did you think of the whole?
Go on,
What did you think of the use of Sweet Mary Jane?
man.
in
I
this
was
movie?
actually thinking about how boring it was in detention. I was like, man, actually, it would really help with detention to be stoned. I think.
I reckon it would have made it. I don't think it would have made it better if I was stoned the one time that I was
I
in
think
detention.
because weed makes it not.
Weed makes everything good.
No, weed makes it like feeling bored nice. So like it's good for that kind of situation.
I don't know though. I feel like it just amplifies the boredom. Like I need
Oh,
something.
I don't get that at all.
I need something to do.
I love going for like a
I
long.
also
walk.
don't smoke weed anymore.
Yeah,
but-
I like going for like a long walk or sitting down and like
yeah,
just.
I like smoking a little Chief and a Kind Bud and just
Hell
having
yeah.
a nice
smoke a
sip.
little of that herb.
Yeah.
Do you
Having
reckon
a nice
have I got
sip.
time to go smoke some herb between
No,
this and
no, you
yeah,
don't.
I don't. Damn. Also, I'm seeing all of Yvette's parents tonight.
Yeah,
I
we've
should
got to
probably
put on a charity show for your awful fiance.
So you'll just get really drunk instead.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I haven't got any money. I spent way too much money last night. Oh god.
All right.
I need a job.
Yeah. Do we have anything else we want to talk about?
We're
We're at pretty much an hour 10.
Yeah, I think we're good, man. I liked the movie, I think.
Actually, I don't think we ever asked. Rose, what did you think of the movie? Do you like it or not?
I don't mind it. It's
Did you
like
have a testy pop? I don't mind it.
I don't know.
Alright. She's all awkward.
I don't
teenager
mind it.
now.
I could watch it again.
All right.
But yeah, there's some probo shit. Like we've covered everything. We've covered all the opinions I had about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, good one. Good
Alright.
pod, boys.
Fucking come to Powerbomb Comedy Festival, you disgusting
You
worms.
Oh, when is this gonna be out?
rat
Before we're on the
2
same
weeks.
night,
in
right?
2 weeks. No, we're not. This will come out in time for your show.
Hell yeah! Come to Miss November. I've sold one ticket to my best friend. So
what night's your show?
13th,
I'm on the same night.
right?
Come to the Anne and the Grasshopper with Andrew Hastings and Alex White.
Definitely preference Miss November though.
My show
That's
was...
if you can only go to one show,
Hey, if
make it.
if it's going to sway you in any direction, it's not just me. Alex White will be there too.
The Butter Boy was a resounding success, I
Assume.
assume. I hope.
Are any of y'all getting worried about ticket sales?
Nah.
No, I'll be fine.
It's
Dude.
2 weeks away.
I've got good attendance on
People
the Facebook
historically don't buy tickets till the week of.
I also I don't need to sell a lot of tickets. Like,
Yeah. Needs to sell like 10.
yeah, it's fine. I'll sell 10.
And come to Powerbomb Comedy every Friday and Wayward's Comedy every Wednesday.
Comedy at
and
Papa Getty's
Sweeney's
Tuesday of
Comedy
every month.
Tuesday.
You
Don't
don't
take my
fucking have a stake in that.
By the way,
anymore,
don't take my
motherfucker.
detached nonchalance from ticket sale. Like, still buy a fucking ticket. Like, I need this. Like, do it.
The Zoom
Yeah.
would buy you a ticket.
It's just, I'm not doing great at the moment. Just like we can.
Yeah, okay. What else? We're all good. Like our podcast on Facebook. Review us on iTunes. That's a
Yeah.
good thing that you should still do.
Push us up the.
Yeah.
fucking-
Share it around. Tell a friend.
Yeah, tell one friend.
Tell
Will
one
you
friend.
tell all your friends?
You've got your gun to my head.
Listen to this fucking podcast.
That's a great song.
It's one of the best songs ever written.
Yeah.
I am H.O.
Mm-hmm.
And that time the H stood for horny.
In my
opinion.
dude, it's in my horny opinion.
Dude, I love taking back
Sunday, dude.
Cute without the E.
Fuck, yeah, dude. All right, man. Well, let's wrap this shit
baby.
up.
Yeah, let's wrap this shit
That's
up.
what you should say before you have
This has
sex.
been a very fun podcast. I don't even think we introduced ourselves.
We didn't actually.
So I'm Jamie Kirk, joined by
I've been Rose Piper.
Andrew Hastings.
to the next step.
To the next step.
Don't you forget about me.